Hey Retro fans, welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Memories. In this episode we're going to talk about the PlayStation 2. Now I remember getting my original PlayStation 2 back in the day. I was an electrician at the time, but I was about to go back to college. I decided to chuck in the sparking game and to go to college to do computers. So as a last hurrah, with one of my last paychecks, I went and bought the PlayStation 2. Wasn't quite at launch. I can't remember how far after it was, but it was maybe a month or two after it was launched. And I remember going into Dixon's in the Guile and picking up the PlayStation 2. The fat boy, this guy, this model. This isn't my original from back in the day, but same model, the original and best kind of fat dude. It's a great machine. Still got the expansion bay on it. I did flirt with the idea. I tried the whole broadband adapter, hard drive, MacBoot thing that lets you play backups, which was nice to play games from other regions that you normally couldn't play. But I rapidly decided it wasn't for me. I like having the games and manuals and all that kind of stuff. But great machine. Everybody knows, obviously, about the PlayStation 2, hopefully. DVD drive straight out the box. This was my DVD player. Let's put it just now. Was my DVD player back in the day. The Xbox could play DVDs, of course, with an extra add-on. PlayStation 2 played them straight out of the box, didn't need anything. And the GameCube, I remember, it obviously couldn't play DVDs because the discs were only, whatever they are, 7 centimetres or whatever it is. But they actually marketed that as a feature, that it was a dedicated games console, no DVD playback and all that kind of stuff, which was quite bizarre and quite a brave thing to do. But anyway, the PlayStation 2, I loved it, and I remember being really excited when it was announced, because I was a PlayStation guy at that point. I had many games from my original PlayStation, and I loved it. And the idea of this, more powerful console coming out and continuing the series that I loved, I thought, yes, I'm in, yes please. And there were a few bonuses that were, for me personally, there was a few bonuses that came along that I was just like, yeah, this is a console to have. Because remember, we didn't have multiple consoles back in those days. You kind of backed one console, maybe two if you were extremely lucky, but I was a one console guy at the time. But I remember getting the PlayStation 2, and it was a pack that came with FIFA 2001, and I can't remember the player that was on the front, because I don't do football. I enjoyed playing the game, but I don't know anything about football players and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't interest me. But I had FIFA 2001, and I bought a few games with it. I bought Silent Scope because I loved that in the arcade, and I was really quite disappointed that it was a Joypad only conversion, which I thought was completely stupid, considering the amount of light gun games that were on the original PlayStation, Time Crisis and all that, and Point Blank and everything. To have Silent Scope, which is a light gun game, to have that be a Joypad game was really disappointing. It was an excellent conversion, it looked like the arcade game, it was arcade perfect as far as I could tell, but the control scheme was really annoying, so it was like a port of the Sega Dreamcast version. So I think they missed a trick on that, but it was still a great game, and I played it through many times. So I got FIFA 2001, I got Silent Scope, and I also got Tekken Tag Tournament, because I absolutely loved Tekken. And when Tekken Tag Tournament came out, I thought, this is mad. You can play with two characters at a time, sort of thing. Obviously the wrestling tagging, bringing other characters in and stuff. And I thought, that's a really interesting mechanic. So I picked that up because I love the Tekken games, like I say. And the last game I got was bizarrely, for somebody that doesn't like sports, it was Madden 2001, because I've always liked NFL stuff. So I do kind of like some sports. I like playing sports video games on occasion. I don't go daft. I don't buy FIFA every year and all that kind of stuff. But I like having them, because it's fun to play with your pals and all that kind of stuff. But But I remember putting on Madden 2001 and starting it up and trying a few plays, and you kind of get that bit in between a play where it shows you, it tries to do this sort of TV thing and show you the players milling about and congratulating each other and all that kind of stuff. And I remember thinking, oh my god, it's the graphics are so awesome. They were beautifully smooth. There was no kind of tearing or kind of obvious polygon lines, like the PlayStation. Although the PlayStation had gotten very good, this was a step up. It was amazing. And I remember shouting to my dad. I still lived at home at the time, and shouting down to my dad and saying, "Dad, you need to come and see this. It's like watching the telly." And showing him, Madden on the PlayStation 2, because the thing I remember about it was the helmets. I always played as the San Francisco 49ers. They were my team for back in the day. But the helmets had like light reflections and things on them, and the sort of texture of the clothing and stuff. I mean, now when you go and look at it, it's quite primitive, but back then it was like, somebody had kind of peeled glaucoma off my eyes and I could finally see clearly. It was crazy. And I remember my dad being quite impressed, even though he wasn't into video games at all. But he said, "Oh, that's really good. It's really nice." So that was the start of my love affair with the PlayStation, really. And it just got crazy. So I've got a few games off to the side here that I was just going to talk about to share the love. I mean, the first one is a game that I just mentioned, and it's Tekken Tag Tournament. Such a good game, and that's the thing as well. I remember the original PlayStation discs were black when you took them out. They were black. They felt quite thick, and I remember taking these out and seeing this purple DVD. I'm like, what is that? That's crazy. And I thought at first I might have had a bootleg or something because it was like a copied disc. But obviously it wasn't, and it was just so weird to have that kind of purple disc thing. But Tekken Tag was just an amazing game. The ability to kind of tag team your favourite fighters and have them do sort of combo moves was just great. And my friends and I used to spend hours into Tekken. I mean, as soon as I got a Tekken game, memory card went into the PlayStation and I tried to play it through multiple times to unlock all the extra characters. But such a good game. Great fun. The next game I was going to talk about was another continuation of one of my favourite series, and it was amazing to me that you could get this. Bearing in mind the time, I mean, when was this out? Oh god, I've no idea, can't see. 2000. So we still had arcades and things going in 2000, and to be able to get something arcade perfect in your house like Time Crisis 2 and to be able to play 2-player with it was amazing. You had to get the G-Con 2, the new USB powered light gun, but it was an amazing game, arcade perfect, and great fun. And obviously the PlayStation had some amazing PlayStation 2 had some amazing light gun games. It had Time Crisis 2, Time Crisis 3, Crisis Zone, all these, Vampire Knight, all these kind of great arcade conversions, and Namco stuff. So that was a real kind of bonus for me to have these things. I still do love light gun games, so great to have. The next one I was going to talk about briefly was Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec. Again, Gran Turismo series on the original PlayStation was fantastic, and I remember GT3 coming out. There was a special pack, a special PlayStation 2 pack, and it came in a red box thing. As far as I'm aware, the game was exactly the same, but it was such a cracking upgrade. I mean, the definition of the visuals and stuff in it were just astounding, and it's still a great game. So yeah. Now, the next couple of games I've got are along the kind of I love the PlayStation 2 because of the arcade conversions. A game that I loved, I was kind of late to it in the arcades, but I eventually kind of loved it. and it was only available for the Sega Saturn at the time, which I didn't have, and that was Virtua Cop. But when this came out, both Virtua Cops, or Virtua Cop Elite Edition, but it's Virtua Cop 1 and 2, oh my god, I had to buy this immediately. Plugging in your G-Con 2 and playing Virtua Cop was just brilliant. I loved it. And it was a PlayStation 2 exclusive, Virtua Cop Elite Edition, because it didn't come out on that many systems. It came out on the Saturn. I think there was a Windows port of it that you played with the mouse. It didn't support light guns as far as I remember. And obviously the PlayStation 2 version, which just worked straight out of the bat, no calibration, just pick up the gun and away you go. And it's such a good conversion. And it's just great game. Looks really nice, plays really well. So there's a bit of a theme to the next two games, but an amazing arcade conversion. Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. Now I'm never 100% sure because I get mixed up, but it was essentially Outrun 2. There was a couple of different versions. Outrun 2 came out on the Xbox. I don't know if that was a slightly upgraded version for the PlayStation with some exclusive features in it. I can't quite remember the chronology of it, but it's essentially Outrun 2, the arcade game. And it's such a good game, and it plays beautifully with a steering wheel. It just feels great, and it really captures. It plays well with a joypad, which I should have mentioned. Of course, I've got one of the joypads here. That beautiful redefinition, the DualShock 2 control pad. Still one of my favourite control pads. It just works. Even the PlayStation 4 pads, PS3 pads are quite nice, but still the original and best, and it's not really coming up camera, but there you go, you know what it looks like anyway. But such a nice controller. So Outrun plays really nice with the controller, but when you plug in a steering wheel for that proper arcade experience, it's so good. And on the same theme, Ferrari F355 Challenge. An amazing arcade port. I loved the arcade machine. The arcade machine had 3 huge monitors. God knows how much it would have cost to buy that thing back in the day, but 3 huge monitors, 6-speed manual gearbox, clutch, the whole shooting match. It felt like you were driving a Ferrari. And it was £1 a go, and you could, at the end of it, you could pay an extra £1 and it would print out this little slip with all your driving telemetry and your kind of the route that you took around the track, and when you braked and when you hit the gas and all that kind of stuff. So I used to have a little collection of sort of 4 or 5 of these things. But it was an amazing game, and I remember it coming out on the Dreamcast. I didn't have a Dreamcast at the time. Still had the PlayStation when that came out. But yeah, I mean, seeing it on the Dreamcast, I was like, oh god, I love that game. And then it came out on the PlayStation 2, and I had to buy it. And it just, again, with a steering wheel, it's arcade perfect. Doesn't support multiple monitors right enough, but it's arcade perfect. The Dreamcast version was almost arcade perfect. There was you could only drive, I think it was only external car view in the Dreamcast, I can't remember, but the PlayStation 2 version you can switch between kind of in-car and exterior view, and the kind of frame rate's a little better and all that kind of stuff, but it's a lovely game. So I mean, I do love my PlayStation. There was a few original titles on it that I really liked, but for me, the quality of the arcade ports that came over were so good. And being an arcade junkie, it was the machine for me to have. I don't know why I missed out on the Sega Saturn Dreamcast thing. I had them later on. I bought them later on, and enjoyed all the arcade ports. But for me, the route that I took through the PlayStation to the PlayStation 2, and having Time Crisis, that series, Time Crisis and Tekken were the 2 main series for me through PlayStation. All these other ones are just kind of added bonuses, and there's obviously some amazing games for the PlayStation 2. I'll be doing another video later on with my PlayStation 2 collection. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of cover some basic memories of it, and some of my kind of first fun games, my favourite games, first fun game, some of my favourite games for it, of an initial little picking. There are many more, but we'll cover those a little bit more in depth in the collection video. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it. Just a bit of a short video, I think, really. It was just, I just wanted to talk about the PlayStation. I've been playing it recently, playing a few other bits and bobs, and just I just thought I'd talk a little bit about the nostalgia of it, and a few of my favourite games. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know your comments down below. You know, what do you love about the PlayStation? What's your favourite games? Just get in touch. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.